Alright guys, we're going to try to do this live action, no edits. I've got the 395, ported 395, 500i, 400C, and the 592 with the muffler mod and the base gasket delete. Of course, the 500i has a uni filter and the velocity stack, and it has a bark box. The 400C has the uni filter and a bark box, and the 395's been ported. And like I say, the 592 has a muffler mod and it's got the base gasket delete. So I'm not going to flip bars and chains out and stuff like that because I'm going to try to do this live. But the Husqvarna has a 28-inch bar, full chisel chain, been sharpened by me. The drags have been set by me. The 500i has a 28-inch bar and chain, full chisel chain, been sharpened, and the drags have been set by me. So they're about as similar as what you're going to get. And the 400C is going to have a 25-inch bar on it, which I figure that's pretty fair being it's 400C. And 395 is going to have a 32 just because I ain't going to flip it out. But all the chains are sharp. We're going to see how it goes. I'm going to start with the, I'm going to show you the 592 first. And we'll do that one. And then we'll just go through the line. I don't know what we'll do after that, but I want to show you all this 592. I've run it and started it, heat cycled it a couple times. It's been doing fairly decent. I've made some cuts on this log, but I'm just going to go in between where I cut if I can, or I may just start fresh here. Well, I probably can get in between. We'll see how it goes. Like I say, I don't know because I'm doing it live. So I'm going to try to get out of the knot that is over here. But anyhow, choke this. We'll see if this thing's the only thing with this 592 is, like I say, the new carb that I got, the firmware wasn't programmed, so I put my old on. And if anything, it looks like it could be running a little rich. So I ain't getting into the trailer. Like I say, I want to do this live with no edits. That way nobody can say that I'm boogered with anything or anything like that. I don't want all these husky guys crying when the 500i whoops up on the 592 here. Just kidding, just kidding. But seriously, I don't want anybody to cry, oh my gosh, you got a bark box on there. Oh my gosh. The 592 felt a hell of a lot stouter than that 500 I did, for sure. The chain may be just a little hungrier on that dude than it is the other stuff. I don't know, but now we'll get this big 395 out. Check what it's doing here. About hit, about broke my hand. There's that old big bore salt. walking the dog with them. We'll run it one more time. A little smaller wood here, same amount of wood. I'll probably fire it 500i up again too, run it. I guess I will have to edit. That's with the 592 with the base gasket delete, the decomp plugged, and the muffler mod. I want to do that 500i one more time, just a couple of times, just because I know that 500i ain't gonna run with the damn 592, but for a saw that weighs about half as much, I think it does really well. For what it is. I meant the 500i. I'm fixing to run that 400C here. I guess we'll just run it on the trailer. I'll block it up where I don't hit the deck. Or try to anyway. I'm about out of test wood till I get some of that stuff that I've got logged up down there. Then I'll probably be all right as far as test wood goes. I want to do that 500i one more time. being it's up, and I can really get on it, because I was kind of worried about the lily over there. Oh baby, she about broke it. Pretty good, I don't care what anybody says. For a 14-pound saw. Let's try this 400C now and see where we like it. I remember how to start it. There you go. Don't care what anybody says. Husky ain't putting out no saw that weighs like those do, that cuts like those do. And that's just the plain bottom truth. Hate STIHL, love Husky, hate Husky. You know, I made a video of 500i running against the 572, the 390, the 660, and the 500i, just stock now, which I know had a bark box and a filter on it, but just stock, you know, 90cc saws, that's 79. There's a 9 to 11 cc advantage, and I don't believe just a filter and a bark box makes up that difference. And that 500i was smacking them down or hanging right there with them. And like I say, the 390 is a 20-pound something saw, just power head weight, full of gas and oil. the STIHL 660 is. 395 weighs upwards of 22 something pounds, and it's ported. I don't expect anything I got to run with that thing. It's stout, you know. There's no doubt about it. But is it that much stouter than that STIHL that I'd rather pack around 30 pounds of, you know, I was going to say dead weight. It wouldn't be dead weight, but, or, you know, 30 pounds versus, you know, 16, 17 pounds with the bar and full of gas and oil and all that. If that, I don't know, I ain't weighed them up. We may do that. But, you know, love them or hate them, the 400C, that 400C cut really, really good. I'm sure it was slower than these big saws, but it's 68 cc's. And I had some people mad because they told me that there's no way a 500i could beat a 572. Apparently they don't know saws, because anybody that's got a 572 or a 500i or been around them knows that stock for stock that the 500i is going to beat the 572 all day. Now you get a stock 500i against a ported 572, then the 572 would win, or should win, I would hope. And I'm not knocking either saw, because I like Husky. I've got all these saws that I run are my own. You know, they're not people's that I'm working on. They're saws that I purchased. I purchased them for a reason. You know, although I did purchase the 550, 572, and 562, and they're soon pretty sold them pretty soon, because the 500 and 400 STIHL is spanking Husky's ass. No two ways about it. And I know this is going to make the Husky guys mad, but this has got a base gasket delete, a muffler mod, decomp plug, and yeah, you could feel more torque in it a little bit. And I know that's got a Bart Boxing filter. I keep reiterating that because people want to make all kinds of excuses up for their favorite saw while they're getting their ass handed to them. And I'm sure the 592 handed the STIHL 500 its ass, you know. But what I'm getting at, did it hand it so much that it would be worth packing that extra weight? Honestly, as bad as I hate to say it, I won't have this 592 out or the 395 out unless I need to run a 4 or 5 foot bar, 3 foot bar, 42 inch bar, something like that. If I've just got to run a 28 or 32, then I'm cutting with the 500i. And you know, it pains me to say that in a way, because I used to be a Husky guy. But say what you want, it's not always about speed, really. Yeah, I can sit out here and cookie cut all day, and that's real well and good, you know, and it's fun, and I like watching saws run, and I like running saws against each other, cutting cookies, really dogging in on them, making them look good when I'm cutting with them and stuff. But real world, you know, when I'm walking back and forth, bucking logs and topping, and you know, or even doing tree work, limbing them up, cleaning it up out of the yard, I want to be wagging around big 592 or 395. Probably not. And most people buy these saws for that reason, just to cut big timber or big wood, you know, or to play with. But in a sense, I guess what I'm saying is, which you can say what you want to, but just know when you get on there and say, I told you that 592 would whoop that STIHL's butt. Well, it should. If it didn't, Husky's got bigger problems than what they've had for a while. So, you know, say what you want to, do what you want to, but the 500i and 400C is probably the top 2 saws, and to me anyway, and they are to a lot of people, especially that work in the woods every day or do a lot of cutting. if you think that they're terrible saws or they're not two of the top contenders, then one, you don't cut enough wood, or you just cookie cut and go off speed, or two, you don't cut for a living, or two, you don't cut for a living, or three, you haven't run one or don't own one, and you're just going off what other people say, or just going off the fact that, oh, I hate STIHL. Because I used to be that guy. I used to not like STIHL, you know, and every saw has its problems, and the longer that you're into it and know it, get into this kind of thing and study it and research it and around people that's knowledgeable and learn, you realize that all different makes and models of different saws, they all had certain little issues and problems of their own. And I was around the saw when I was younger. It was a STIHL, and it had a hard problem starting. So every STIHL from then on, I thought, them things gonna start with the crap. That's why I got Husky. But now that I have owned two STIHLs and run two STIHLs for quite a while and done a little work to them here and there, putting the bars on, sharpening, and doing all that kind of stuff, to me, the STIHL is set up a little better for the professional faller or the professional tree care guy, more so than the Husky is. The Husky to me is set up just far as tensioning chains and adjusting the chain, bar tensioners, and all that kind of stuff. They're more for the enthusiast wood cutting person. And I know there's plenty of pros that use the Husqvarna, and I'm probably going to catch some slack over that. And I'm not knocking Husqvarna because I like all saws. I've had Domar, Makita, Echo. I've got Echo right now. I've had STIHLs. I've had plenty of Huskies, more Huskies than anything. But what I'm getting at is a lot of people knock something before they try it and just go off what they hear. But pound for pound, I would dang near put these two saws up against anything, and they're going to come out right even or right on top just about every time. And pound for pound, I'd put the 395 and 392 against about anything. The 592 will flat out cut the 661. We all know that, and the 395 will too, probably. I don't know about change speed, but we know it'll out torque it. But what I'm getting at is for the CC difference and the weight difference, these two little STIHL saws ain't doing that bad. And it pisses a lot of people off because for one, STIHL has made a name for themselves, and you know, they do have good marketing, and but they have good marketing for a reason. If people didn't use their stuff and buy their stuff because it was good, they would have never been able to get as big as what they are. You know, that's like me, you know, trying to sell something. If I'm not selling it, I can't expand, you know, and I can't afford the marketing, and I can't do that. So knock STIHL if you want to. I used to do the same thing, but if you do, you're just missing out. You're the one missing out, nobody but you, because my two new favorite saws are the 500i and 400C, just plain and simple. And that's about it. So I don't know what else to say, but woo for STIHL.